Hi ladies and gentlemen, Sean Davies, ColoradoReinsman. I am here with Mr. Granite. Granite is that beautiful Mustang that up here from Arizona with my client Cindy Mathers down there. And he was having a rough time, and I talked about that in the first video with him. He was having a little bit of a rough time in his start, and he was having a rough time in general kind of connecting with people. Well, you see this guy right now, he's Mr. Glove Bug. I actually have to hold him off a little bit. One of the things that I've been working on with him, not only just me personally training, but we had a lot of physical issues to deal with him. I realized this horse was really reactive, more reactive than he should have been, with as much handling as he had been through. So I asked Cindy if I could get a few sessions with Lauren Harmon, our Rolfing professional from Instill Harmony. And Lauren came out, and the first time she worked with him, she made massive improvements with him, but she asked me, or said something like, I wonder if this horse has actually fractured his skull, because she does craniosacral work, and what she was finding his body-wise was that his rear end was disconnected from the rest of his body, kind of neurologically speaking. And that was proven by, several things. He had been deemed dangerous with his hind end down in Arizona by the farriers and other people, and nobody wanted to pick up his feet. Nobody wanted to brush his tail. Well, if you look at him right now, he's got this beautifully brushed tail, which I just finished. And I've picked up all 4 feet and cleaned them, and he's getting better and better about that. One is patience and training, but 2, she worked on him and kind of opened his neurological system up. But she also said, I wonder if he fractured his skull. So I got some pictures sent up to me from his owner that were sent to her in the TIP program. When he came into California, he apparently ran into something very bad, and he has a scar right here, but when these pictures I saw, he was split from like right here all the way over, and this was a great big flap that was hanging down. You could see his skull right here. So he hit really hard. So that's kind of jammed his whole system up. And Lauren, through 3 sessions, has been able to really make vast improvements. Just with his demeanor, he loves people now. He's much more relaxed. She was saying that he pretty much had a headache all the time. Well, I would be very unpleasant and not trusting of people if I had a headache all the time, because it would just bother you. So now, if I want to, is he perfect? No. But I can get back here and rub his butt and do things with him that, everybody was like afraid to do before. Well, one, being afraid to do it doesn't help the situation. But, now we can get his tail. He still says, well, I'd rather put it away. But if I want to, I'm going to just ask him. See, he still says, well, I'm nervous about that. But I'm just going to ask him to stand still, and if I want to pick up his tail, I can pick up his tail and brush it. And he says, okay, man, you're persistent. And that's part of my deal with him. I'm not quitting on him. I don't say, well, you're no good. I just say, listen, we can get better together. So I've been doing a lot of things with him. We're going to get him chiropractic adjusted this coming Monday, and just 2 days from now, because before I don't think my chiropractor would have been able to adjust his hips or adjust his hind legs, because I think he would have been a little too dangerous with them. So now we are going to get him chiropractic adjusted. So part of that is she has to put a machine on his back called the Equisage machine, and that's going to relax him. But we've also got to be able to cinch him up with that machine. And last time he had anything around him, he kicked the heck out of my vet all the way across the pen while he was tranquilized. So I'm going to try to get a surcingle on him today and see if he'll not kick me. We do think his sternum is out, so I have to do this in a way that he's not going to get too tight, he's not going to get too cinchy and really get stupid with me. He's never tried to kick me yet. He's avoided that situation. He's moved, he's kind of jumped around, but he's never kicked me. I would like to keep it that way because we have a pretty good relationship, as you see. He's a little bit of a goof. He loves people. Part of also, when he ran into something, you'll see he also busted a tooth out. So that mars his beauty, not too much. But he's knocked this whole front tooth out. He's got little strangeness in his gum here with pieces of tooth embedded in his gum, but we've determined not to mess with that as long as it doesn't bother him. So he really hit something hard. And so he's got some trauma. But I don't pussyfoot around with him. I don't sneak around him. I get in here and rub this horse. And when I ask him to do things like lead, this horse has never tried to pull away from me. And my client told me that down in Arizona they were using big web halters and they were putting a stud chain over this horse's nose because he was supposedly bolting from people. This horse is not a bolter. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He's not thought of that stuff at all with me here. Not that I'm magical, it's just I have, I'm magical. No, but anyways, I'm not magical. I just believe in him. I just say, hey, I believe in you. So when I start moving these guys around, I don't do anything different with him than I do anybody else. But I say, hey, would you back up? Thank you. Would you move your shoulder? And then would you go forward? And he's going to say, well, she's standing over there filming. And that's just going to be crazy. Now, one thing about this horse that I've found is that with his hesitation about people, he always wants to face you up. So my work, a lot of it has been just to get him to move forward without facing me up constantly. You don't have to do that. Good boy. So if I can look forward and tell him where to go and he moves like that, I'm very happy. I'm going to stand up tall. Ask him to trot. Very good. See, he's starting to read my body, and this is the work that I've been doing, because I have been limited to a degree with his physical issues. He was catching the wrong lead in his rear end before. He's doing better with that after the roping. I think he's going to do even better after the chiropractic. But he really is starting to move better. I'm going to ask him to walk. And see right there, see he's learning. He used to stop every time. If I changed my energy at all, he'd stop every time he faced me because he's going, okay, what are you going to do next? And I'm not going to do anything with it. Good boy. Ask him to come through. And he's starting to be a really nice mover. I'm going to pick up right here, ask that rear end. I'm going to ask that shoulder to move over and do a quick change on him. Good boy. Get in my position. In this left rear quadrant. Look forward. Ask him to pay attention to my body. You see, he's looking at me, he's watching me, he's asking, what do you want? Ask him to go forward a little bit. You can see he's not pulling on me at all. He's actually shaped up pretty well in a circle. I'm not having to correct his posture too terribly much. I'm asking him to keep going. Good boy. Good boy. I just want to get his brain on work before I try to put a surcingle on him. Good boy. Good boy. Come on, young man. Good boy. I'm going to change my stick. Back him up. What was that? You scared yourself with your tail. Good boy. Too Good boy. Now I'm going to ask him to come in right here. Good boy. He's such a big goof. He really loves people. He's meeting us at the fence all the time. Right, young man? He goes, I love people. At least I love the ones that are nice to me and show me what to do and try to have a relationship with me. You don't worry about that. I'm going to ask him to move around a little bit here, the disengagement. A lot of my work with him is working on getting him soft, and getting him to flex his body, drive forward. There we go. See, he likes to face me up, so I've got to get him to trust me that as I move him around, I can drive him forward. There we go. Yeah. Drive forward. So here's what my stick's for. It's an extension of my arm, pushing forward, get behind in that drive line. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. There we go. There we go. Good boy. That's it. Flex him up. Get him moving. Flex that rib cage. Get those hips to step around independently. Good boy. I'm going to just breeze through a lot of little things. Get his brain on work. And then go to my pad, my surcingle. So we'll be able to put that machine on Monday. Now this horse has actually been ridden 2 or 3 times. I saw the videos. It was not pretty. And he didn't buck anybody, but he was just nervous. So right here he's trying to block me. I'm going to bring that stick forward and drive him forward. Now I want forward motion with the front feet in a circle. There we go. And the hind end stepping under. Driving forward. I do not want him spinning on that front inside foot. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Let's lower my arm, extend him out. Hey, let's come back in. Let's see if I can get him to step around. Oh. Come on, keep going. Take one step over. One step over. Right there. Good boy. One more. One more. One more. One more. There you go. Good boy. I just threw that little added bonus in there. Doing a turn on the haunches. Had to keep it going until his foot stepped over. Who's a baby? Good boy. Let him think about that for a second. Who's a big boy? Good boy. Good boy. Who's a baby? Who's a good boy? So I'm cupping him right now. I'm taking my hand cupping, helping him kind of loosen his back muscles. Get used to something. Little vibration there. I had somebody send me a message once. Very well-intentioned young lady that was a fan of Temple Grandin. And Temple Grandin says, and you know, Professor Grandin is amazing for what she does. But, you know, she says, don't pat your horse. Well, I'm not patting my horse. I'm cupping him. That little concussion right there really relaxes their muscles. I'm working on these longissimus muscles going down his body to kind of relax him. And as I cup him and release some of his tension, he's going to drop his head and lick a little bit. And the other thing is, as a horse trainer, if people tell you, well, don't pat the horse because, you know, that tells him go away and, you know, it's an unnatural thing. It is. But an owner someday, some kid that's going to be on a horse is going to pat that horse. And I don't want that horse jumping out of its skin to run off. I want it to learn. I want it to be able to overcome something like that. You see him just licking and chewing there? That was him releasing that energy, that kind of anxiety. Good. All right, I'm going to get my pad here and my surcingle and start working on that. So stay tuned. All right, so like I said, this guy has been saddled. He's seen pads. He's seen a lot of stuff. But I'm not going to take anything for granted. I want him just to be able to smell this and go, okay, it's not killing me, and I'm going to walk away with it. I'm going to treat him like he has never been saddled in his life, because I want it to be a pleasant situation for him, a pleasant experience. So, why do I walk away? Because if he can chase something away, it's not going to hurt him. Good boy. Good boy. And I'm going to ball this thing up. You come in here and pet him. Good boy. Good boy. I'm going to just kind of flop it up. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. See, if we can get him to where this is no big deal, then when we put that exercise machine on and turn it on, he's not going to tear it all to shreds. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Don't you be biting at him. See, I think this guy is still, skeletally, I think he's out. And probably his withers and in his hips. Good boy. Don't be trying to nibble on me. Okay, let's walk with him. He's handling that really well. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. How is that? Huh? How is that? Now I'm going to introduce him to my surcingle. And you're pretty big around, aren't you, young man? I may just have to drop this down a notch. Good boy. There you go. Good. Good boy. Yes, sir. Now, like I say, he hasn't had a cinch on in a while, but I'm just going to let him feel like it's no big deal. Good boy. All right. Now, because he clocked my vet, I've got an old training stick from a clinician that I used to ride with years ago on RFD TV, and really the only thing good I've got anymore is a stick with a hook on it. So I'm going to reach under, grab that thing right there, and bring it up here, and so I can cinch him up without hopefully getting clocked. Now, good boy. Well, he's feeling that just a little bit. I'm going to let that go right there. That's just enough to keep that from flopping up underneath him for a second. All right. When you've got a horse that can reach all the way up to his shoulder like he did and kick my vet when he's tranquilized, the last thing you want to do is bend down and put your head anywhere near where he can clock you right in the top of the head. And with my accident several months ago, I already have a great big scar on my head with about 3 feet of stitches that went in my head and a slightly fractured neck, and I don't need it anymore, so I just be careful. Good boy. He acts so far, he acts like that's no big deal. Now, if he starts bucking, he's going to come to me because he trusts me and he's going to want me to save him from this. So my goal right now is to kind of get out of the way and ask him to go forward at the walk without coming into me. See, right now, he's going, I feel this thing. Good boy. Good boy. That's a beautiful thing right there as far as I'm concerned. thinking. He's not overly concerned. He's licking and chewing. So that'll be great. If Monday he reacts like that with the exercise machine, then he is going to be just as relaxed as he can be. Let's pick him up a little bit. If he's going to pop, it's going to be in the transition. Good boy. Good boy. I really like this horse. He is just a really lovely horse. He's got his little issues that we're working through, but he's doing pretty dang good. I gotta take a break, man. I know. I'm sorry. The whole world saw you. Good. Good boy. That is one thing with this horse that I'm going to be working on, is he doesn't like to break free into the pen. So one of my techniques here pretty soon is right there. If I just gave him a couple steps, or got a couple steps out of him, I'm happy. So I'm going to look forward, stand up big, push him a little bit, and that's beautiful. He picked up, and I'm going to reward him for that. It's my first time. I was practically chasing this horse around trying to get him to break free. But I'm going to get another horse in here, one of my other Mustangs that will move out beautifully, and let him follow that horse. And he'll be much more inclined to break out into a canter with that other horse leading the way. But he didn't break in half. He's paying attention to me. I'm really loving what I see, because I'll be able to go to a saddle pretty soon with him, but I want to make sure his body is in good shape. Good boy. I'm going to pick up speed. I really like that. That's the best canter. That's the best breaking free that I've gotten. See, he wants to rush into me. I'm saying, no. You're okay. He doesn't have confidence in himself. And I'm saying, have some confidence in me and in yourself, young man. I might have to do this little back and forth 100 times. Good boy. Well, that was very nice, young man. That was very nice. You handled that pretty daggone good. So I'm fully cinched there. I'm fully cinched up. All right, so we're going to take him out and I've been showing some horses some obstacles today. I'm just going to introduce him to this stuff. Let him see it. Well, he's got the cinch on. He's going to get his mind on other things. So we're just going to come out here. I'm going to back him up, get him away from this gate while I ask him to walk through. So I don't want him crowding. Good boy. Hey, you just pay attention. So all I want to do right now is walk him over here. All right, so I just want to show him some of this stuff. I want to show him these barrels. Come on here. Good boy. And he went to these barrels. What are you doing? Stop that. Come over here. Come on. Don't run through. Come over here. Good boy. Don't run through me. Don't run through me. He's thinking. what it's for. Okay. So he did better than I thought he would. Now, I'm going to ask him to come around. Beautiful. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, he's so proud of himself there. And that's what this is about. Getting him a little bit more confident in some of the things that we're doing. Let's see if he'll do it this way. Oh, what are you trying to do? Very nice. He looks like an evolution jumper. Good boy. Good boy. See, this is such great confidence building for him. I'm going to look over, close this door, close this door. Good boy. Good boy. Pretty soon he'll be like my Mustang Rocket, who just does this stuff all by himself. Good boy. Good boy. See, he looks to me for approval. He's going, was that right? Yes, it was, young man. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with that. Hey, quit running me over. Let's let him see this target. He says, that is crazy. There ain't no way in heck I'm going to do that. I just want him to come up here a little bit. Come up here. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, sir. You can do it. You can do it. Very good. You got a foot on there. I'm just going to say that was what I wanted. Just build his confidence. Good boy. He's going, that was crazy. It made a noise. Now, when I first got him here, he wouldn't even get near this dang thing. I'm going to breathe out and pet him right there because he's got his foot on it. He said that was not that bad of a deal. I'm going to turn and walk, give him a slack, let him think about it. Good boy. That was pretty good. We're already further along. Now, tarps are tough. And sometimes I'll say yes, and sometimes I'll say they're, when they get their feet caught on it, tarps have been shown to cause some pretty well-bred horses to have issues. But with a horse like this, that's a pretty good boost right there. Good boy. He's almost there. That was pretty dang good. Good boy, you did a nice job. Nice job, young man. But this will be a big confidence builder. So why tarps? Why do we do tarps? Well, they have a reflective quality to them that imitates water. And horses don't have depth perception. So when you get that reflection off there, it imitates the reflection off of water. See, the horse can't tell whether water is 2 inches deep or 2 feet deep. Good boy. No, that wasn't too bad. Try this way. Come on. Come on. You got it this way. Good boy. Oh my goodness. That scared me. He said, oh my God. Oh my God. That was just Now, I may go get my other barrel. Good boy. No reason to get the other barrel. That was beautiful. Go that way. Come up this way. Good boy. Yeah. We've got horses eating in here. And he just went, "Are you out of your ever-loving mind?" He said, "Are you out of your ever-loving mind? Come up here." Good boy. Hi. Said, "Are you just completely crazy?" Well, yes, I am. You're a funny horse. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Right here, I was working a couple other young horses earlier today, and they just figured it out themselves. He's doing it right now. He gets his nose through there and his head, and he'll follow. I love it when they figure it out and desire to do it. And that's what he's doing. He's thinking. You want to come through, young man? You want to come through? Now, I can't really put much pressure on him here. He's going to kind of have to just figure it out himself. I can try to act like I'm going to walk away. Good boy. Because I don't want him bracing up and going backwards, but let's just see if I can ask him really politely right here. Good boy. Good boy. I'm going to let him smell me. Good boy. Good boy. That's all the first time this guy's seen this stuff. I showed him a couple things when he first got here, but come on. Good boy. So let him off that first step. Big spooky wild Mustang here. I'm going to ask him again real politely just to take a step. Wait for that just a little give. And he's bracing up on me. There he gave to me. Let me just give that. You're overcoming. You got your whole head through there. You are just out of your mind, man. Come on, buddy. Come on. Take one step. There you go. Good. Look at you. That was great. Just stay right there. Look at you. He says, "That's crazy, man." So this is great stuff. You look at this horse's mentality now, and how he's just starting to relax with stuff, and overcome things that, I didn't think he'd go through this, I didn't think he'd be able to handle this well, and I thought I was really going to have to work at it. And just right there, that's a success for me. I can do this, I know. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. He's thinking right now. He's going, I can do it. Come on. Come on. That was beautiful. Good boy. That was beautiful. Very good. Very good. Very good. Let's just be crazy 2 times in a row. How about that? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. You can do it. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Step up. You can do it. I don't want you to delay. Come on. Yeah. Forcing this horse just doesn't get it. Please, baby. There. boy. Excellent. All right, well, he's done just about every darn thing I have asked him to do today. So we're going to see some great things from this young man. I am very, very proud of him. Right? I'm very proud of you. Yes, sir. I am. What a nice horse. Beautiful horse. So this is Granite. You're going to see some great things from him. We might even do a little video of him getting chiropractic adjusted. I'm not sure that we'll have time, but we'll try to get that done on Monday. And then I think that's going to really be the last thing for a little bit physically that we've got to do. We had his wolf teeth pulled and his teeth floated, so that was a big thing. So now we'll just see how he does, and I'm going to move on to training, start getting a saddle back on him, and start seeing how he's going to do with me as far as the riding goes. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Sean Davies, Colorado Reinsman.